Now listen to what Germany's voters or German voters had to say about the election results.
I'm a bit afraid that it will be a coalition with the AfD because that would be a simple majority. Otherwise, he would need several coalition partners, and I hope that doesn't happen.
Personally, of course, I think it's good that Mr. Merz won the election. I would have thought he would have won by a higher margin.
I
hope that Merz stands by what he said and that he won't form a coalition with the AfD, and that he doesn't further divide the people in this country, but that we can come together in these hard times and not use the politics of Trump, Elon or Milei in Argentina as an inspiration.
I am surprised that the SPD did so badly. In my opinion, Scholz showed his best side, including the election campaign debates, so I am surprised that the SPD did so badly. Social topics were also often topics that interested the audience, like pensions, so I thought the SPD would do better.
We're still talking about the German elections. Trent Murray is our correspondent in Germany. He's now joining us live from Berlin. Good to see you, Trent. Biggest hurdle is over. What is the AfD saying about their win?
Well, the AfD, as you might imagine, feel that they have the wind in their sails right now, given their result overnight. They doubled their vote share compared to the last election at around 21%, roughly, give or take. And so they are saying that they are now Germany's People's Party, as their leader, Alice Weidel, has described it. But they will be sidelined in these coalition negotiations because Friedrich Merz and the CDU have said that they won't work with them because they consider them too far to the right, too extreme. But what it will mean for the AfD is that they will effectively be now the official opposition in Germany. Alice Weidel will be the opposition leader. That will give her more media time, as you might imagine, more command of the floor in that building there behind me, the German Parliament. And with that, they think that they're playing the long game, that could help them even further in coming elections and could even set them up to win the next election. Obviously, it's early days in all of that, but that is how they are feeling this morning, very emboldened, very energised based on what we saw overnight. And I think the political pundits and other experts here will be poring over the data to try and understand just why so many more German voters flock to the far right.
Trent, there are some Germans who are disappointed that Olaf Scholz did lose in this election. They are actually surprised that he did lose in this election. But Friedrich Merz has suggested a coalition with the SPD. How will that work?
Yeah, well, look, I think we can't underestimate just what a bad night it was for the SPD. I mean, this is the oldest party in Germany, and at one point they would achieve around 40% of the vote in past years and decades gone by. Overnight, they achieved their worst result with around 16%. It is not a great moment for them. But one of the quirks of the German system is that no one party really ever is given enough of a vote share to gain a majority on their own. Coalitions are really in Germany's political DNA. And despite that poor showing and despite often coming second, the SPD has actually been in coalition 23 out of the past 27 years. This is a formula Germany is well used to. It's one that former Chancellor Angela Merkel relied on a lot. So what we will see over coming days and weeks is the two parties coming together to talk. They will look at their manifestos from the election. Some policies will have to be scrapped. Compromises will have to be made. These are two very different political ideologies. But as we heard there earlier with James, Friedrich Merz is saying there is no time to waste here, that there's real pressing issues going on right now in Europe and the world. Germany needs to have a strong seat at the table, and he's pushing for those negotiations to wrap up sooner rather than later.
Trent Murray, will have to leave it there. Thank you very much. It's good to see you. For all the latest news, download the WION app and subscribe to our YouTube channel.